What is up, world? You are in tune to the KnoItAllz podcast. And of course, you got your usual suspects. I'm here with my player partner. What's happening, Big Tate?
What's happening, man? Not too much, man. Just ready to get in here and chop it up like we do every Sunday, man, with my little fellas, man.
Oh, I hear that, man. And Big G, what's popping, man? How you doing today?
Man, him and this little fella be killing me, man. I don't understand it. This Joker got me by 24 days, man, in a couple hours. And he talking about I'm his little fella. And listen, Ma, he had nerve enough to make up a rule talking about if you 21 days or younger, then that's you qualify for little fella. I'm like, what?
No, hey. that's actually a little fella book, man. Check it out.
Hey, but Tate, you see that hyphen is in between Big and G now, right? So I don't want
to hear it. You got it right.
I don't want to be called no big or whatever you was
called. Respect.
Big hyphen G.
Big G. Now you Big G. Yeah, but when you had just B-I-G then the capital G without no hyphen, you just big.
Never again with me, buddy.
Listen. We like to thank you guys for watching and rocking with us, man. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you will definitely be there to rock with us. We are also live on Twitter, man. So if you can catch us on Twitter, make sure you do that. There's my guy, Warren Pugsley, man. Thank you for showing up, man. You always commenting on the videos. I want you to
Pugs, what's good, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what's up?
We about to have Coach Q on in a couple weeks.
Yeah, man. Sure. Definitely here to have you with us. Man, we're going to get this show started. And as always, we're going to get it started a little something like this. And like always, you are in tune to the KnoItAllz podcast with the guys who knows it all, man. Warren said, "What's good, fellas?" And he said, "Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good episode when Q on the podcast. Hopefully, we are still in the tournament. I hope so too. So too. For definitely for the town of Lima and Lima Senior, y'all be getting it in, man. Definitely. How you feel about that, Tate?
Oh man, I'm all with it, man. Q to made Lima Senior a powerhouse instead of Ohio, man. You know what I mean? They competing every year, at least to get to the quarterfinals in the state most years. You know what I mean? So hey, and I was gonna say it when he come on the show, man. McQ told me a long time ago, man. It was like probably about 2008-ish, 7-ish. He was out here following Zay for a tournament. AAU basketball for 5th or 6th graders. And he had me, man. We went to the Boys and Girls Club over there in Anacostia, man. I ain't been over there since then, man. That's rough over there. But we went over there, we sitting watching the game, and Q said, man, he wasn't even coaching then. He said, man, I'm the best coach in the state of Ohio. Wow. I don't know what prompted him to say that, because we sitting there watching the game, watching the plays, and he's telling me what they should be doing. And he told me that, and man, here we go about 15 years later, and lo and behold, he's one of the best coaches in the state of Ohio.
Hey, it never starts when you see it. It always starts up here, man. So
that's right.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Definitely is what it is. I know Big G's excited. All things Ohio. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but on a real tip, what Tate said, that Joker, if Q's a top 5 Division I coach. I mean, Division I basketball coach in the state of Ohio. And I'd be shocked if Q doesn't get an opportunity to coach at a higher level. And within that, I know he's got a son that's coming up with that Foster kid that's just unbelievable. But with Q and that Foster and his son and that Foster kid, there's a state championship probably looking Lima Senior's way. But after his son's gone, I'd be shocked if he don't get an opportunity to go to the next level.
Hey, man, speaking of Ohio basketball, and they've been crappy for all of 2023. But it's a national championship coming Ohio State Buckeyes way when I get Bryce Simpson ball with Bronny James.
Hey Tate, Ohio State basketball, dumpster fire, dog.
Hey, I mean, they have a hard time scoring, man. Yeah, I mean, they won today, and Illinois is a good team. But I think next year that they'll be better with the freshman group this year, having a year under their belt, and then Bronny coming and another high recruit. So we'll see.
Yeah. And that 6'10" kid out of St. Mary's is the truth, though.
Oh, you was telling me about him.
We're going to get a chance to talk a little NCAA basketball at the very end, man, because I'm excited. The Big 12, the Big 10 got the most quad one wins. Big 12 with 6.
That's some dogs.
Quad one.
The Big 12 is dogs. They better this year.
Yeah, definitely. Warren said that he has something that makes kids want to play hard for him. He has turned down some big opportunities to stay at Lima Senior. I love it. And then he said, man, LOL, Bronny is going to make the Buckeyes the national champ. Man, you're taking this LeBron stuff too far.
Goat James.
Yeah,
that's baby goat. Bronny, baby goat.
Billy Goat. He's a Billy Goat.
Honestly, taking it way too far. But, man, we're going to jump on this draft, man. We're going to jump on this draft. I have to ask you guys. I'm going to start. I'm going to definitely start it off, and I'm going to run it through. I think that there's one generational pick in this draft. I think in this draft, and I'm not biased because he was a Longhorn, but I'm going to tell you, Lord. if you've watched this man's film, I'm just going to tell you, Bijan Robinson is the truth. I want to just show you some clips, man. Just jump into it. Watch this move right there. That's elite, man. Look at it. I mean, look, it's pogo stick. It's Reggie Bush type stuff, man. The man he has it inside of him. He makes runs that are unbelievable, like this run here. His vision is on display here. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get tackled by one man. I haven't seen this type of run balance and vision in a running back in a long time. And then, of course, you see this run against Kansas State where he's just gone. And I want y'all to notice something on all of these runs that you see from Bijan, all of them, he's gone. He's gone. And then the last thing that I could say about him that makes him positionless is this. He can catch the ball like CMC. He got the speed to get away. This is against Alabama. So, I mean, this is a guy who I think in this draft is a generational talent, and I believe in. I know Tate said he believes in C.J. Stroud, so you want to commentate this part, Tate? And that was actually yours and G's answer. So
not my generational talent. No, not mine.
Both our best players was Jalen Carter.
Yeah, for sure. That's our best guy.
So
my best player.
We said we was gonna go best player, best QB, and best steal.
Okay, so I got that one mixed up. KnoItAllz listeners, that's my fault. But they said their best player in this draft is Jalen Carter. Unable to get film on Jalen. But this
there you go. And there you go chasing CJ Stroud. Probably didn't catch him.
Yeah.
And then right there, him against Tennessee. But give me some specs on him. Why you believe in him so much?
Go ahead, Tate. You got it. You got it, Tate. Go ahead.
No, I was looking for my notes. You go ahead.
Well, first of all, generational talent is, to me, when a guy is a 5-star from high school, then when he gets to college, he exceeds the level of 5-star at college. And then going into the pros. I want to say there's actually probably 5 guys that's in this draft that I believe are generational talents. But at the top of that list of 5 guys is Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter is as close as you're going to get to Aaron Donald that you'll see in college probably over the next 3 years, because he's got the foot speed, he's got the strength, he's got the size. 6'3", 300 pounds. He's going to run
Aaron Donald?
Oh, he's Aaron Donald.
Wow.
I'm telling you, he's Aaron Donald. He's this kid. First of all, I never saw any film, because I've watched thousands of hours of film to get ready for our mock draft special. But I've never seen where he was one-on-one blocked and he didn't make the tackle. I've never seen it. So all the film that I watched, I saw him getting double teamed by the center and or the guard or the tackle and the guard on a strong side. And so for those of y'all that don't understand football, he anchors the strong side. So he stops the strength of a team that's coming, right? And I never saw him not get double. If he got double teamed, he made the tackle. If he didn't get double teamed. But every time they double teamed him, and then he was still in for tackles for loss, stopping guys at the point of attack, plugging it. And you got to remember, he played on a defensive line that legitimately last year had two guys that were number 1 and like number 12 or 13 pick. And this year, he's two guys that are in the top 32 NFL picks with him and the other kid from Georgia. So this kid is the best one out of all of them. So, they can say what they want. But Jalen Carter, I promise you this. If he falls to the Arizona Cardinals, they're going to cry. And if the Bears can trade back, they're going to cry.
You think they're going to cry?
They're going to cry. They're going to cry because this kid can anchor your defense for 10 years, maybe 12 years, and it's got Pro Bowl written all over him within a year. Within 1 year, possibly 2, he's in the Pro Bowl. He's that good.
Talk to me, Tate. Let's hear what you think about Mr. Carter. You're on mute, Tate.
Thanks. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna piggyback here off what G said, man. Everything G said is correct in my evaluation. Jalen Carter has a combination of elite athleticism, incredible power. Like he's strong as 2 bulls, not 1 bull.
Yeah.
And he at the line of scrimmage, he plays violent with his hands. So not only is he stronger and more athletic than dudes, he go harder than dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, also all those things.
Yeah.
I mean, and he already got a pass rush bag that's probably really advanced for a college level football player. The kid went number 1. What was his name? Went number 1 last year to Jacksonville from Georgia.
Walker,
Trayvon Walker, right?
Yeah.
And he made an impact.
Carter killing him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like to piggyback off G2, man. I mean, if you got a defensive line that were all just pit bulls, and you bring one from that lot, you know what I'm saying? You're getting a good one. And I have to agree with Tate. His hands are violent. That's the thing I love to see on the defensive line. But man, that's big comparison, G. I don't know if I could, heap that type of praise on him. But hey, you're there, you're with it, man. So the other question I asked was, who do we think is the best quarterback in this draft? And CJ Stroud came up. So Tate, I want you to kind of, go ahead first on CJ Stroud as I, run some of his film.
CJ Stroud, man, is 6'3", 220. So he got the size, and that's what separates him from Bryce Young. I mean, Bryce Young might be a better all-around quarterback, but the size is going to be impactful. When we look at Alabama sent Tua to the league, Tua and Bryce Young about the same stature, and we see what's happening to Tua. So I mean, I think CJ Stroud is a safer pick.
Yeah.
He's the only quarterback to throw for 40 plus touchdowns in multiple seasons in Big Ten history. And he's the best pure passer the University of Ohio State has ever had in their program. So I mean, I just like what he showed against in the national championship playoffs against Georgia that he can move.
Yeah.
Oh, right on cue, Mont. There you go. Look at that production, boy. Right on cue, getting out the pocket, making plays with his feet. And if Marvin Harrison didn't get hurt, they beat Georgia that game too.
Yeah.
Look at him. Yeah, so that's what NFL scouts wanted to see, and he showed it off against the best defense in college football. CJ Stroud is clearly the best football coming out in this draft.
Yeah.
G, you think he's the best quarterback? You agree he's the best quarterback?
Yeah, I think so. Let me say this about Stroud. I know that for about 2, almost 3 years, I've been back and forth on Stroud about him being, a great or maybe the best quarterback in Ohio State's history. So, my pre-evaluation changes really how I look at players because I'm a fan. So I watch the game to see the highlights, to see all the good plays and all whatever else. But then when I go back and start evaluating for the draft, it changes, right? Because I'm looking at things that's going to get you to the next level and be able to elevate. So with CJ Stroud, I saw a different breed of quarterback. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you something. If Stroud would have won in last year's draft, he would have went number one. He was the best quarterback from last year's draft, let alone this year's draft. That's how good of a player he is as far as precision with the football in the pocket. There's not a kid that's going to drop dimes like him at that combine. And once this thing revs up and you start seeing guys at the combine and what he's able to do, his draft stock is going to go where they're talking about second or third quarterback, where he's going to jump to the number one guy, the number one overall guy. And now the Bears won't pick him number one because that's their pick, but because they already got Justin Fields, which is Ohio State quarterback. But CJ Stroud should be the number one quarterback off the board. Go ahead.
So Warren said he's special, but what did he do against OSU's defensive line that wasn't considered great? I think he may mean Georgia's line. I won't speak for him, but kind of clarify your here you go. He said CJ is special and he has crazy touch, but Bryce has something different. Just a guy who will do whatever to get a W. I like CJ number 2, but what did he show against UGA, who was supposed to explain him? I get it. Now, what I was about to say is that G knows that I've said this the whole time. CJ Stroud pulls the ball down and moves. He's a different quarterback. He's a very different quarterback. He showed that he could do that against Georgia, and coach took the ball out of his hands when they really needed him. And if they would have kept the ball in CJ's hands, he would have won that game for him. They just, with the little run and then the field goal, that was dumb. That was a dumb coaching move. Hey, but, everybody makes them. It is what it is. I will say this, and here's my only question. I think CJ Stroud is the number 1A, number 1B quarterback in this draft. And here's my one question. Did he benefit by having all worldwide receivers? He's had some of the best wide receivers that you've seen come out of college football in a long time. So my question is whether the receivers take or whether CJ.
I think it was CJ, man. I mean, he's just a pure passer. Even when Jackson Smith and Jigba was supposed to be the best receiver in the nation this year coming out. I mean, that he didn't have him essentially all year, and he made Marvin Harrison is an elite prospect. CJ made him better though. Not that he's not good. CJ made him better. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. I mean, and I don't disagree with anything Warren said about like I said about Young. Yeah, Bryce Young, but I mean he's just a little dude, man. I mean if we playing basketball and you got somebody 6'8", 250 that can handle the rock and do everything, you got somebody 6'2" that can handle the rock and do everything, you going with the 6'8" dude.
Yeah. And the issue that sleight of build in the NFL is going to cost you. I mean, and the guys are bigger, faster, stronger. Now I've heard that Bryce Young is on a weight training program. I've heard rumors that he's going to weigh in at the combine somewhere around 198, 199. If he gets around 205, 210 pounds, and he's able to carry that weight, then Bryce is a magical player. But I don't think through a season, he's not that type of build, and he's not super duper fast. Bryce Young's not a 4.5, 4.4 running quarterback. Bryce Young's going to run somewhere around that 4.58, 4.59. So he's just got the ability to escape from the pocket. But in the NFL, it's bigger, faster, stronger. So where you can escape and get away in college, in the pros, you're gonna get smacked.
That's what that's what makes Justin Fields such a tremendous prospect. Is the size, speed, combination.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
Warren asked a question. What did Jalen do against OSU's line? He said our line was supposed to be great. B Dirt said my bubble has busted on slight build quarterbacks, and then Warren said Bryce Young is Iverson, bro. Yay, small but generational. Imagine Drew Brees, but a little better athlete.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny that he mentions Drew Brees because CJ Stroud broke a lot of Drew Brees records in the Big Ten.
Sure did.
Here's my take on Bryce Young. I literally feel like and this is I'm telling you, this is y'all might as well record this moment. Me and G actually really agree. You know what I'm saying? And that's because of the simple fact that if he can put the weight on him and carry it, he'll be okay. He has the elusiveness to get outside of the pocket. He is not fast. He is a 4.6 guy. It will amaze me if he runs under a 4.64, 4.7. I will be amazed. I will be amazed, and but I have to agree with Warren on this. He's a winner. That's something you can't teach. That's an intangible that you either have or you don't have, right?
But the question is, are you a winner because where you're at? Because Alabama's a machine. I mean, let's not get it twisted. The recent success of Georgia, they're the new Alabama. But for a 15-year period, Alabama was a machine. So, you got to take sort of that into consideration. I'm just, putting it out there, Mod. Maybe you might think different. He's a winner, but did he win because what he got?
B-Dirt said, Mod and G agree it must be gospel. Hey, man, something like that. I mean, for real. Honestly, it's just, I hear what you're saying, G, but it's still something that can't be, it can't be taught. Jalen Hurts a winner. He goes to Oklahoma and wins. You know what I'm saying?
Is CJ Stroud not a winner? I mean,
CJ's a winner. I'm not.
Okay.
We're not taking nothing away from CJ. I'm not taking anything away. We're just addressing the itty bitty man in the room. You know what I'm saying? We're addressing Bryce Young.
Again, then it's little man winner and it's big man winner. I'm taking big man winner.
Yeah,
love it. But
hey, can I ask a question though? And just a question about within the same realm. If Anthony Richardson had a little bit better tape at Florida, would we be talking about Anthony Richardson as a generational quarterback?
Well, G, you're right. You're right on par because this is the guy that we was going to transition into. This is the guy who I think can be better than both these quarterbacks that we recently talked about. When you look at Anthony Richardson, he's big, he's tall, and he can do this.
Jesus, man, look at that.
He's got a big arm. I mean, it's huge. And, I mean, the guy can really just pick him up and put him down. I mean, watch what he does here. This is remarkable when you can just get out the pocket and take. Now, this is SEC talent, SEC speed, and he took this one to the house.
Yeah, that's LSU. They got 9 guys that just going to play pro
He took that one to the house, man. I mean, he's big, he's fast, he's strong. And I mean, here he goes again. This is something you can see. And we saw CJ do this earlier, and it's something you're going to have to be able to do. You're going to have to be able to get outside of the pocket, make plays. He can do that.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me about Richardson is his accuracy.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that worries me about him. But there was some tape that I saw that I couldn't find, you guys, that I was going to share with you guys of him training in Arizona. Please don't listen to Mel Kiper. I just want you guys to understand. Mel Kiper is a talking head who what's his name? Josh. Oh my gosh, his brother was a quarterback in
Jordan Palmer.
Jordan Palmer. Mel Kiper works for Jordan Palmer. Anybody who trains with Jordan Palmer is all of a sudden the best that there ever is. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, if we're gonna make Will Levis is not the guy. Will Levis is gonna be okay, but he's not Josh Allen. If we want to make a comparison to Josh Allen, that comparison to me would be Richardson. What you think about this tape?
Man, I think y'all both are correct. I think the tape on Richardson is really good. I can't say he'd be a generational talent. I mean, I'll tell you, he'd be the number one pick if it was better tape on him. And I mean, we talk about guys like Josh Allen. Josh Allen was able to correct his accuracy. Josh Allen played at Wyoming. Yeah, Wyoming, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so he was doing stuff. Trey Lance played it because I think Richardson is some combination of Josh Allen and Trey Lance.
Yeah.
I mean, the measurables and the skill set of a Josh Allen, and then the speed, the running ability, athleticism of a Trey Lance. But Trey Lance, Josh Allen played in Wyoming and South Dakota, respectively. Like you said, he's doing this against SEC competition.
Correct.
And getting it in.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I think he could easily be the number one pick. I also think that he's going to need some development. That's what it's going to take for him to reach his peak. And then he could be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, but I don't know that he'd be a generational talent. I don't know that he'll ever reach the career kind of accolades that Cam Newton did.
Yeah.
We talking about Cam Newton won a national championship, won a Heisman Trophy, won an MVP, went to a Super Bowl. I don't know that Richardson is that guy.
Yeah, I hear you.
But
said Josh Allen is overrated. Man, he be tricking y'all. I'm gonna be real with you. Only thing Josh Allen has done that makes him look bad is his interceptions in the red zone. But I mean, that didn't happen until his quarterback coach left. So Josh Allen is a good quarterback. You can say what you want to say. He's a good quarterback. He's holding his own in the league. He just happens to be right next to my homeboy, and my homeboy is that guy. G, what do you think about Richardson? Your final take on Richardson?
Well, I'm going to be shocked, and people need to check this out. This kid legitimately might run a sub 4.4 at the combine. He might legit run a 4.39, 4.38 at the combine at 232 pounds and 6'3". So because they said he's put off almost 5 or 6 pounds of muscle and he's gotten stronger. So it's unbelievable what type of athlete it is. We're talking, this is Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, and I hate to put the comparison on the kid, but that's Mike Vick type. This kid he flicks his wrist and the ball's gone. I'm telling you.
Hey,
nah.
Can I ask a question?
Mike Vick was 4.2, 4.3. Yeah, we talking different. We
talking different. But hey, Florida didn't retire Tebow number.
No, it didn't look like it.
I mean, Richardson clearly got a number 15.
He clearly has it on it. He said, man, we got to be careful comparing dudes coming out the draft to without one NFL snap to an all-pro.
Agreed.
I hear that.
I agree.
But you got to get a comp. Most people want a comp. B-Dirt said, G, a habitual line stepper.
That's where I stay, baby. Don't get it twisted, B-Dirt. That's where I stay. We sticking with our chests out, bro. Don't get it twisted. This is how I do it.
One said it doesn't matter what he runs. He didn't kill it this year against some guys who will never make the league. I get that. I understand that 110%. But I will tell you, when we look at the tail of the tape and the intangibles this guy has, I agree with Sean. He's probably going to run something around a 4.45, 4.48. You know what I'm saying? He's going to run. That's going to be one of his fastest times. And even if he ran a 4.5, that's not bad for a guy his size, right? He has a cannon for an arm. Yeah. I mean, a cannon. He's an investment. Yeah. If I'm a team like Detroit and I got Jared Goff for another 2 years, I go ahead and take a flyer on him. You know what I mean?
That's where the kid's going to end up at. The Detroit Lions is going to take him in the first round.
I think Carolina going to take him and roll with Sam Darnold another year, but that's the kind of place he needs to go.
I think I agree with the Carolina assessment. That's the place he needs to go. If he ends up in Detroit, Lord, woof, they're going to be good for a long time if he ends up in Detroit, G. Cowboys should trade up for Richardson. Nah, you can't do it. You can't do it. We'll talk about that on Tuesday night show. Make sure you tune in, B-Dirt. We're definitely going to explore that. I'm just going to tell you, you can't waste draft capital, a first round pick, on somebody who's going to set behind somebody. You can't do that. You can't do that unless you have a perfect situation like Detroit. Perfect. They're just filling in gaps. They don't, they can pick the best person available. And
the expectation ain't for them to win anything next year.
Correct.
Maybe be a playoff team. That's good. Yay, Detroit. And then they build off that next year.
Right. Yep. Totally. So when it comes down to it, that's just not a place I think that we would go. Go ahead, G.
No, I agree. I think and feel that if Richardson had a team with Detroit would cause all kind of problems moving forward, and definitely make Detroit the front runner of the division of the NFC North. Moving forward, he's really that good of a talent. But to put him behind a veteran and let him sit for a little bit and then put him out there, I like Richardson a whole lot more than a lot of other people. Just to say,
me too. I think he's good, but no. Tuesday night we're gonna discuss some draft equity. We're gonna get in some draft talk for the Cowboys, for the Steelers. We're gonna definitely chop it up, and we're gonna have Jay Tuck with us. From the Cowboy world, who's pretty big. So we're gonna talk Cowboys. We're gonna talk Steelers. We're gonna really get it in. It's KnoItAllz podcast. But so out of this, let me ask you this, Tate, and you said we asked all of these questions. Who do you think is going to be the surprise in the draft? Like, who would be a jewel, a late round draft jewel in this draft?
I'm gonna get on my mind right now, man. And I call it my mind because when I kind of go Homer, you know how that is, Ma, right?
I know how it is.
So my sleeper is another Ohio State Buckeye, 6'4", 270, Zach Harrison. Zach Harrison was a 5-star coming out of high school. His career, Ohio State kind of didn't go like as we wanted, but when he gets to this combine and everybody sees the measurables of 6'4", 275, probably 4'7", 40, maybe a little faster, and he can play defensive end in the 4-3. He can play the 5 technique in the 3-4. You can put him out on the edge. I think he's very much like the draft pick that we got last year, the Steelers, DeMarvin Leal to Texas A&M. I mean, he's just a chess piece. So I really like him to go maybe fourth round or later. I think it's a heck of a steal.
Yeah.
I like it. That was your only one, Tate. Do you have one more that you think there could be a steal in the draft?
Well, the assignment was just to get one, but yeah, I got another one. Of course, man. I'm a football guy, man. I know all this stuff, man. My next one is surprisingly is a Big 12 dude, man. And that's Julius Brents, cornerback out of Kansas State.
Okay.
Yeah.
6'2", 210, fluid hips, probably gonna run about a 4.5, not super fast, but for that size, it's fast, and with the length, it's long enough to keep up with, a lot of wide receivers. So right. I definitely like him. Also, 4th rounder later, Julius Brents, DB out of Kansas State.
Love it, man. G, we know that there were a couple of people you had on here. Warren said JSN. JSN is actually not hidden. He's one of, if not the best wide receiver in this draft. I mean,
he first round.
Yeah. He's definitely not hidden. He's a jewel that everybody knows about. G, you had a couple of guys here, man. Which one you want to start with?
I'm gonna go different I'm gonna stay in the Big Ten, but not go Big Ten Ohio State. There's a kid that plays middle linebacker for the Iowa Hawkeyes by the name of Jack Campbell. And when I am telling you, this kid is a 8 to 10 year starter in the NFL and really, really, really could possibly make a Pro Bowl or 2 or possibly 3. He's that guy. Everybody knows Iowa football. They don't play offense. They're built on defense. This kid's 6'5", about 250 something pounds, probably going to run a sub 4.6 at the 40, like in the 40 at the combine, 4.58, 4.57, and is a tackling machine. I think he was one of the best linebackers that played in the Big Ten in the last 3 to 5 years. He's really that good. But the issue was because he didn't play on a dynamic and exciting team like he played for Iowa, so nobody knew anything about him. But I promise you, once the combine and all that stuff hits and his measurables, this kid might have been a 3rd or 4th round that you might see go up.
First team All-American too.
Oh man, Jack Campbell's a beast, man.
Yeah, I think I wanted to commend you on that, G. Yeah. He may end up going 3rd, 4th round.
Yeah,
he's definitely a second-day pick, but I'm gonna tell you, whoever gets him gets a player. Definitely. B Dirt said Rasheed Rice, SMU. Yeah, definitely. He's gonna pick him up, put him down. 4-3 guy. I don't think he makes it out of the second round, but he is a jewel there. Definitely a jewel. And G, you had another one. Talk to me about. Well, you actually had two more. Talk to me about those guys.
Well, the guy that I'm a homer about, and it's because I sat down and watched the film on him, is Luke Whippler. Luke Whippler, I'm telling y'all, is a 10-year starter in the NFL. If he played a guard position, we'd be talking about second, probably third round. But because he plays center and he transitioned from guard to center for Ohio State, this guy is a 10-year starter. I promise you. Let Pittsburgh be around that 80th pick, and this kid is available. Pittsburgh get him because he's going to anchor your defense for your offensive line for 10 years. And he's a Pro Bowl type player. He can block, he can run block. He definitely can pass block because that's the extraordinary thing that you see at Ohio State. You hardly ever see Stroud get pressure right up the middle. You never hardly saw that on film or whatever. And that's because Whippler was taking care of his business.
Big G.
What's happening?
Is he better than the center out of Minnesota?
Yes. He's the number one. To me, he's the number one center in the draft. To me.
So G, I give you this type of credit. Know it all, listeners, if you don't know. Big G played offensive guard, right? So he knows how to look at offensive linemen and say who's who and what's what. So I'm listening to you. And I'm gonna watch. I'm definitely paying attention to him now that you said that. Yeah. Definitely it makes me, my antennas raise up a little bit and say, hey man, if you need one late, let's look at him. Let's look at it. You think what round you think he'll end up going in?
Probably third. He'll probably go third. He might slip to the fourth, but he probably if when teams see this is the great thing about when you start evaluating talent and you set up draft boards. Out of the 32 teams, probably 20 of them is going to stay, 20 to 25 is going to stay with the draft board. And when they start talking about best available, so you'll see a player like Whippler who will fit somewhere in that third round, maybe late second, early third, as far as best available, but you'll see the third round come around and he won't be taken. And so when a team's saying, okay, what type of player do I need? I got a plug and play kid that can play center. So that's why I said his value will be there at in the third or the fourth, but he's probably a second or third round grade to me.
Yeah, Skinner, B Dirt, G, do me a favor, check the Facebook comments, see if we have any. B Dirt said Skinner, safety out of Boise State, fits in the AFC North. Check him out. He's a thumper. He flies around. I'll definitely check out some film on him.
JL Skinner.
Yeah.
6'4", 220. He comparable to that boy Antonio Johnson from Texas A&M.
You know who he's like a little bit too, and I hate to say this, and like I said, it's not fair to compare.
Cam Chancellor.
Nah, he's like, remember Taylor Mays that used to play for the USC Trojans?
I do remember Taylor Mays.
That's who he's like. He's like Taylor Mays. He's that type of player. So
is he as fast as Taylor Mays was? Taylor Mays was 4'3" in the combine.
He's
he
fast.
Might not be that fast.
But he's fast. So he's not. For him to be that size, he's under 4'5". Let's just say that. So we're talking 4'5", 4'6", and he's huge to play safety. So
this is your last guy, G. Talk to me about him.
This guy has turned into he's going to go in the first round.
There ain't no sleeper.
But no, let me tell you something. He turned into, out of my evaluations for all players in the draft, this kid, in my personal opinion, has moved himself into a top 7 or 8 player available on the board.
Put the fire up, Ma. Put the fire up.
Hey, he's really that good, man. Mayer, the tight end out of Notre Dame, is one. Remember I said at the beginning of the show, there's 5 generational talents? That's one of them. That kid is a
earliest he goes is 15 to Green Bay. The earliest.
I promise you he'll go before then. I promise you a team will trade up to get him. He's really that good, especially after he runs this sub 4.6. When he runs this 4.59, 4.58, and he's 260 something pounds. And because the kid, we know how football works. Oh, I love Hargrave too, B-Dirt. But we know how football works. And football, like Tate said, and I give Tate all the credit, the more chess pieces you have that you can move around and play in different personnel, the more dangerous you are as a team offensively and defensively. This kid is like getting a bishop or a knight on a chessboard. You can put this kid anywhere. You can put him out at wide R, at WR. You can put him in a slot. You can bring him in close, and he's going to block. He is a chess piece. So, and I think legitimately within 2 years has the ability to be a top 5 tight end in the NFL. I would love. I mean, me and Tate have talked about this off camera, on camera. If he's available at 17, the Steelers got to think hard and strong. Like, man, do we get this kid and add him with Freiermuth, and then we just dominate at the tight end position for the next 10 years in the NFL?
Man, so B Dirt said I like Luke Musgrave, tight end, Oregon State. Warren said Notre Dame tight end is a monster, and Warren then said we run the North. Who they?
Warren a Bengals fan too. I don't think I ever knew that, man. I've known you 40 years. I never know you was a Bengals fan.
Listen, I have two.
Jesse Lowe said Will Shipley out of Clemson too. Jesse Lowe liked his Facebook comment.
Will Shipley, okay, he's one of them that's going to be picked
Will
late.
Shipley,
but he's coming back next year. He's got another
running back.
He didn't declare. He didn't declare. He'll be there.
Oh, he didn't declare. Okay, all right. I would say he would have went real late. With me, you guys, there was two. One I hate to admit, but he's a Texas product, and I'm just gonna tell you.
Surprises.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I hate to admit it because of the simple fact of where he played. I don't like where he played. I don't mean he's a Sooner, but I'm gonna tell you this guy is a gem. You're gonna find him. He's gonna go 3rd, 4th round. Marvin Mims is his name. The kid is put up one of the best catch numbers in high school football. It's just ridiculous in the state of Texas. He's right there from Dallas. He reminds me a lot of CD Lamb. A whole bunch.
Agreed.
He's slippery. He's thin. He'll get in, get out, and he's just heck in open spaces. You don't want to put that boy in open spaces at all. And Warren said he's been a Bengals fan since '79.
Hey, Ma, at the combine, Mims, more money. Because Mims' drag stock is going way up.
I think so. He's a gem, man. He's a gem. I think, with the quarterback changing and, he had Caleb Williams leaving, he didn't really get a chance to showcase himself this year, but I'll tell you, that's a guy you better watch. And the other one is I'm going to be a homer. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be a homer. I didn't get a chance.
You've been a homer the whole time.
He ain't never going to not be a homer, man.
I'm never a homer.
Bijan Robinson, Marvin Mims. I really don't want to say this, but yeah, he's from Texas, and now here you go again. Go ahead, Homer.
I mean,
get real, Homer.
Good.
Come on, man.
I can just tell you what I see. You know what I'm saying? The guy's good. Jack was another one of my guys. G stole him. I was really looking at him like, man, that's a guy I would love for the Cowboys to pick up. Especially because, LVE Wolf Hunters, we may lose him. I doubt we do because I think he's more valuable to the Cowboys than he is to anybody else, especially with that spinal fusion.
Yeah.
Who's going to pay for him? The Steelers almost paid for him, last year before we, kept him and signed him on. But at the last minute, they moved on, which, is cool, but I just don't know. I mean, and now you got Bobby Wagner out there. We'll talk about that, a little bit later. There's some things that we could discuss. But my last one would be DeMarion Overshown. Linebacker for Texas. He's long. He's rangy. He's somebody you could put it in. Yeah. He's definitely somebody you could run as a linebacker and play him off the ball. He's going to be good in pass coverage. I think if he falls to a place like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Buffalo, the guy's going to be really, really good. He just has to fall in the system where he's free to roam. And, even Kansas City. I think he would even be good in Kansas City, a place where he could just roam and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to be a every down linebacker, and he doesn't need to be an every down defensive end. But the guy can come in and give you a spark. Warren said, cried in 82 when the 49ers had a goal line stand that kept us from winning. Then in 89, 49ers got us with the drive. We got to get one soon. who they.
Yeah, I mean, I go way back too. Just as being a Steeler fan, I know when the Bengals had Forrest Gregg as coach and Kenny Anderson as quarterback and Chris Collinsworth and Pete Johnson. You know what I mean? But I just didn't know. I know Warren, like I said, for 4. I just didn't know he was a Bengals fan. I think I kind of just assume a lot of people just in that Browns bucket.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of people with brownies.
Right.
Especially around Lima. Yeah.
Hey, Big G. So who won the Mavericks Lakers game?
The Los Angeles Lakers, baby.
Okay, what was the final score?
I'm about to tell you to hold on. And Reginald Coley was screaming, as far as Facebook posts too, he was screaming, talking about Lakers. 111-108, the Los Angeles Lakers win.
Hey, it's going to be tough. I'm going to tell you like this. It's going to be tough for every team at this point. I was looking at the Phoenix. I was looking at Phoenix. Phoenix lost today to Milwaukee. And they lost by, I think it was like by 3. It was really close, like the Lakers game. It's that West is wide open.
But everything changes in Phoenix come Wednesday. Come Wednesday, I don't care what you said or what you think. Come Wednesday night, everything changes in Phoenix. Because there's a guy named KD that's about to walk on that floor. And with him, Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Chris Paul, you might kiss the baby, dog. You might be kissing the baby out there on the West.
So here's the thing that I'm looking at. Milwaukee is some dogs. I just want you to know.
Yeah, they won about 15 straight. If they won today, you said
14.
They won today, and I'm looking at them right, and I'm just sitting here shaking my head like, what Boston gonna do? Because I mean, they picked up some pieces, but I'm gonna tell you. Milwaukee's going to be a hard out, bro. Like, honestly, Milwaukee is definitely going to be a hard out. What you think about that, G?
Well, there's 4 teams in the East, to me, that's hard out. There's Cleveland, there's Milwaukee, there's Boston, and there's Philadelphia. And so if that's going to be a war of attrition, and actually who plays who in earlier rounds, right? You know, so it's like who catches who in the semis. But if that's the semifinals, that's dogfights. That's two game 7 series, and you better not blink because all 4 of them have the capability to win the NBA championship.
Current standings right now, you're looking at in the second round Boston, Cleveland, and second round Milwaukee, Philly.
Exactly, and they're each other's kryptonite. You see what I'm saying? They're each other's kryptonite. So like I said, in the East, there's no telling at this point. I like all 4 of those teams I just named, and I really do believe that all 4 of them have a chance to get there. I mean, Joel Embiid hit a shot last night that should have counted, and they would at least tied up against Boston and win in overtime.
That definitely should have counted. Definitely should have counted.
You know, so there and for y'all that are not like basketball fans or NBA fans, you don't really like the regular season. I promise you, I've been watching regular season games since the All-Star break or right before the All-Star break. And the quality of the games that are played on the floor has increased dramatically. There has been some, man, that Memphis Philadelphia game the other night was great. The Sacramento Kings game where they went to double overtime against the Clippers was great. There's been some great games, man.
Second highest scoring game in NBA history.
Yeah,
I mean,
Friday night.
Defense. They was out there. It was the All-Star game. I guess they was still over there playing the All-Star game. But listen, when it comes down, I like your assessment, G. But Tate, what do you think about? I mean, what do you think about Milwaukee, and what do you think about the Celtics? Do you think Milwaukee's the team to beat in the East?
I think Milwaukee's the team to beat. I mean, but we look at they both went to the championship the last 2 years. Milwaukee won one. They both are better teams than they were. I mean, you know, those few years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, they got more pieces. But Milwaukee now has Jay Crowder, picked up Joe Ingles. Middleton is healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, then you go to Boston. They got Malcolm Brogdon, who they didn't have last year.
Yeah.
They picked up the Muscala.
Yeah.
The 3-point shooting center.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
and Wright is back. Wright is going to be back. The
right,
center.
right.
Yeah.
For who?
Boston.
Williams.
Williams Jr. Yeah.
Oh, he played against Philly last night or whatever. He played against Philly.
So we looking at them. I mean, Giannis is the best player in the world. JT is officially top 5 now.
Yeah.
And Jaylen Brown's top 20.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's going to be a dog fight, man.
Hey, Ma, we got a couple of Facebook comments, man. Jesse Lowe said, "Get him, Tate." Floyd Upshaw Jr. said, "I agree with everything changes as far as what the NBA is concerned." Jesse Lowe said again, he said Boston will dominate, and he said their outside shooting is just too strong.
They out there, they got some shooters,
man,
snipers,
shooters, man. So here's the deal. The reason why I said that Milwaukee's going to be a hard out is they have the formula. Tate said this earlier. You know, when they got what's my guy?
Jay Crowder.
When they got Jay Crowder's the same piece that they lost with PJ Tucker. They just put him in that piece. Middleton's healthy. Now, and the guard is playing out of his mind. The Holiday brothers, Holiday brothers, man, playing out of his freaking mind. He is the top to me. If you ask me, he's the top two-way player in the league. He's top two-way.
That says a lot. He was playing heck. He was harassing Chris Paul today. He was harassing him. Top
two-way player. Name one better.
I almost want to ride with you. I got to really think about it. But defense, offense, transition, yeah, he's nice.
Top two-way.
Top two-way.
I still probably go PG when he want to go out there and play defense.
That's when he want to.
Yeah,
we talking about every night.
It's a different role though. I mean, so Drew Holiday is top two-way player, but his defense is more important for him first.
Yeah.
So you know he can put all his energy in the defense. Then if he give you a game where he gets you 24, 26 points, oh, he had a heck of a game.
He hit 30 in the last two.
He had 30. He had 32 or 34 today.
he hit 30 in the last two.
Giannis wasn't out there on the floor, but he had 32 or 34.
The boy's talking. He's like, talk to me nice. At this point, he handling business. He out there handling business. And I'm going to tell you, they're going to be a hard out.
Jay Crowder was harassing Booker, man. He was harassing Booker today, man.
I don't know how you beat him in a 7-game series. I mean, the ball's just going to have to go your way, man. You're going to have to. Boston is really, really good. Really, really smart. Is still a defensive genius. You know what I'm saying? You've got JT, who's one of the top 3, maybe that were top 5.
Mod audio gone.
We don't hear you. But yeah, JT definitely in the top 5 discussion for top 5 in the NBA.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna tell you who's the X factor for Boston, Tate. Horford changed the whole game around last night for Philadelphia Boston. When he hit those 3 or 4 threes in a row, the whole game changed.
Well, I think that's a lineup you're gonna see going into the playoffs. They got Muscala now. Yeah. They're gonna put Muscala and Horford both out there. Horford still play good defense.
Yeah.
Put Horford out there. You got 3-point shooting from all your bigs.
Yeah.
Then you got JT, Jaylen Brown. If you want to throw Malcolm Brogdon out there as a 5th person, or the Williams kid out there for the 5th person, they can also hit threes and play physical brand of defense. I mean, Boston's not gonna be no easy out, man.
No,
I would favor Milwaukee because they got the best player in the world, but Boston's not gonna be no easy out.
While we talking about the Cavs, ain't gonna be no easy out. Too much inconsistency for me right now, Big G. They won 7 straight before the All-Star break, and then the last game for the break they lost to the Sixers in a game where they went down a lot, came back, but they went down way too much in the first half. Yeah. Then they come out the break, they lose to Denver, game they should have won Friday night at home or Thursday night at home. Yeah,
and then Friday they lost to
Denver.
They lost to Denver Thursday. They played again Friday and lost to somebody else.
I think it might have been the Brooklyn Nets. I think for sure it might have been. I'm going to check for sure to see. But it might have been Brooklyn, man. Let me see. Friday night, who we lose to?
Friday
Friday.
they lost to Atlanta. They got blew out.
Yeah, 136-119. Smoke.
Right,
So, yeah.
right now they playing Toronto. So in the second quarter, they go to halftime.
Yeah.
Toronto has beat them both times previous this year. Toronto is like the 10th place team, but they have a problem against versatile, switchy teams that have, all the guys are 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
But they look like right now they have 61-49 with a minute left in the first half. So when we get out here, I'm gonna go finish watching that, see how they do. But they got the pieces, but they just need the experience. The inconsistency and inexperience. I think they don't get out the second round.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be honest, man. People might say that I'm crazy for saying this, but you get a higher gun, and that's what Phoenix got. Phoenix got a higher gun than KD. I think they're going to be the hardest team to beat. I mean, for real, when it's all said and done, the higher gun with KD, with Booker, because that changes everything. The spacing on the floor, how you attack Ayton, how you try to press down on Chris Paul. You can't crowd him, because if you crowd him, how you going to switch?
I don't disagree with you. I think they're going to be tested defensively, though. I mean, Booker, Ayton, and KD play good help defense, off ball defense. But when they go at them like Boston did last year, you're gonna see something a little different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying Phoenix is not the favorite. I'm just saying that they're gonna be pushed, and that they're gonna have to show up and play, because you gotta play defense in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. But I agree with the defense. But does the transition to where you got two players that are unguardable? Does that? See, because I'm a firm believer in, if you got two guys with a big that's unguardable, which is the formula of the Boston Celtics, that you got a shot, man.
With a big that's unguardable. Ayton is unguardable?
No, you got two guys with a big. I'm saying, like, if you got two guys, two wings, KD and Devin Booker, and with a big, I think that's the formula. As long as you got a point guard that's not turnover crazy, I think that's the formula to get you a win or get you a ring. And when you start talking about wing players, Boston's got Jaylen Brown and got Tatum. Well, Phoenix has got freaking KD and Booker. So,
but Tatum and Jaylen Brown play all NBA defense.
Yeah.
Man defense.
But how much? So let's hypothetical. If Phoenix played Boston in the finals, how much does their defense affect their offense? Because one of them's got to stay with KD, or he's getting 50, and then you got another one that's got to stay with Booker, because Booker can get you 50. So,
but then Boston just put Brooklyn out last year with KD and Kyrie.
What? Say it one more time.
Then Boston just put KD out last year with KD and Kyrie.
Yeah, but that's KD and Kyrie is not. KD and Kyrie is not Booker and KD. That's different.
So let me ask you this, you guys. Who? Because my audio's been tripping. Who do you think? How do you think the Lakers will finish this year? Talk to me about that. How do you think the Lakers will finish? And let's have a discussion around that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lakers going to finish strong, man. I mean, today was a test against Dallas. Dallas was 32-29 going into the day. The Lakers was 29-32.
Yeah.
The Lakers came back from down to, they showed a graphic. All teams this season down 27. Any team was up 27 points or more, the record was 138-0.
I've seen that.
So the Lakers was the first team to come back from a 27-point deficit at any point in the game and win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron's mindset is bully ball. We got to win. I saw AD playing some defense today, blocking shots, getting rebounds, getting out. I like Vanderbilt out there.
Yeah.
Jared Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I like Beasley shooting three. So I mean, I think the Lakers gonna turn it around. They 30-32 right now. I got them probably winning 44 games.
What about you, G?
I think the Lakers they push for the 6th. I mean, they might be a whole bunch of games out now, but I think they push for possibly the 6th seed. People got to understand, from 6 to 13, it's like 3 games. All you got to have is a week Matter of fact, you don't even a week. If you have 7 games and you go 3-4, you might go from 6 to out. So you really got to play in the West. Yeah. You got to play, and so I really believe wholeheartedly that Bron has got that mentality, and the great thing or the good thing about it is that the Lakers changed their team in order to get them an ability to get there, because they didn't have the pieces until they made all the changes. Now they got the pieces, and those young guys believe in what LeBron's talking about, because he's definitely got championship pedigree. So I think the more that the Lakers win, the more that the young players buy into the fact that LeBron knows what he's talking about. So let's make this push.
My whole thing is you better hope that AD don't get always down.
I mean,
he can do it to you every year, man. B Dirt even said, he's hoping that KD and AD don't go be at rehab together. You know what I'm saying?
B Dirt is a hater, man. B Dirt's a hater, man. Come on, man.
So just a little bit, just to touch on it before we get out of here and we go to our parting shot. Like I said earlier, man, the Big 12 and the Big 10 have the most quad 1 wins, right?
Agree.
Quad 1 wins are important. And as we're looking at the Big 10 schools, I put this in the chat the other day as we were talking about Big 10 teams that are going to make it in. Purdue is one of those teams that's looking really good. I mean, if you look at them, they're number 5 in the AP 25. They're big, they're long, they can shoot. And then you got Northwestern, Illinois, Indiana are your other teams that are pretty sure we're going to make it in. Talk to me about the Big 10 a little bit, Tate, man, and how you feel about the Big 10 this year having 60 quad 1 wins.
The Big 10 is down this year. I can see the 60 quad 1 wins because they play a tough schedule and any team is capable of beating you on any night.
Right.
But they down this year. I think last year they had like 7 or 8 teams, maybe 9 teams in the tournament, last year. This year, that's going to be down to 4 or 5.
They had Jaden Ivey over there too. So
they did have Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
But Purdue didn't do much of nothing last year. I mean, the best Big 10 team last year, was it Michigan again? I'm not sure. I like
Michigan State.
I like Michigan State to be a sleeper. I think the best team in the Big 10, Purdue, is the best record, and they've been number 1 a lot. But I think they're gonna have problems in the tournament because they slow-footed on defense. They shoot, they rebound. Zach Edey like 7'3", and then they got the whole bunch of shooters that's not really athletes. I think that can be exploited in the tournament. My best Big 10 team is the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah. Because they can shoot. They can shoot. That's the whole thing about Indiana. They can shoot.
B Dirt said Big 10 a wrestling conference now.
Jackson Davis, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dale Davis' son.
Let me tell you something. Indiana has Miller Kopp and Davis. And Miller I know because he went to Houston Christian, who actually my son put 27 on him. They hung 27 on his head. And Miller's like 6'7". But yeah, man, when I say that Miller can ball, he can ball, and Davis can ball. I like Indiana. Northwestern is another team that I like as well. I like them. Their guards are good. They
play scrappy.
Yeah, guards are good. You know what I'm saying? And
hey, I'm just going here to tell y'all, ain't no Big 10 team making it farther than the 8. Ain't no Big 10 team. You could count it as a burner and all whatever else. There ain't no Big 10 team that's making it fast. The 8 is the cutoff.
Indiana could, but you gave a quick burner. I'm gonna give a quick burner. Ohio State gonna win the Big 10 conference championship.
Ooh. I wish B Dirt was here so we could put it on a receipt. Because boy, there ain't no way in the world that Ohio State is winning the conference tournament.
B Dirt is watching. B Dirt is watching right now.
Man, so that's flames right there, boy. That's straight flames.
He put it. He said it to the world. He said it with his chest, and he said it to the world.
Man,
listen. So Houston's number 1, Alabama's number 2, Kansas number 3, UCLA's number 5.
Ding, 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 ding. Right, that's your team right there. UCLA. Watch what I tell you.
Purdue. Well, they got good guard play. Good guard play. Purdue's number 5, Virginia's number 6, Arizona's number 7, Texas is number 8, Baylor's number 9, Marquette is number 10. I'm going to tell you something. The Big 12 teams, that the reason why they have the most quad 1 wins for real is because everybody's freaking ranked. Oklahoma State is ranked. Baylor's ranked. Texas is ranked. Kansas is ranked. Kansas State is ranked. You know, so every night
TCU is ranked.
TCU is ranked. You have every night you have to go out and beat a ranked team. So it's gonna. I mean, your quad 1 wins are gonna stack on top of each other. And if you ask me, the 2 conferences that you better watch out for in the tournament: Big 12, SEC. SEC has got Tennessee is a really, really thorough team, and you're gonna have to come with your big boy draws on to beat Tennessee in the tournament.
Mod and Tate, I'm gonna tell you this: if the Big 12 doesn't win the national championship, it's a busted season, because they're gonna have 9 to 10 teams out of the 68 in the tournament. They're gonna get 9 or 10 in for real. And if they don't walk out, if the conference don't walk away with the chip, it's a bust. It's a bust. You got 10 out of 68.
I don't know that it's a bust, man. I mean, to win
the Big 10 didn't win it last year. They had 9.
Yeah, to win a championship takes a lot, bro. Like it's not just something you just walk out there and you're self-proclaimed champion. Anybody can beat anybody, and especially in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? You have people who are playing. There's always a Cinderella story. Always. B Dirt said so much parity in college basketball. Your auntie that picks teams by their favorite mascot gonna win your bracket pool. And
I agree with B Dirt.
She just made.
I agree with because this is why I like basketball. I started falling in love with basketball again, because in the NBA, parity. In the NCAA, parity. Anybody can win it. But when you got 10 squads, 9 or 10 getting in, and you don't represent and hold the trophy up, and
hey, I didn't know until I watched Illinois to Ohio State today. That kid that was at Baylor, Mayer, he transferred to Illinois. He's nice.
Yeah.
Mayer left, but I mean, you know, Baylor didn't miss a beat. They, you know, that George and this other guard they got is just nice. And you know, the tournament is all about what? Guard play.
Guard play, I agree.
Big 12 have a lot of great guards. Kansas, not so much though. Kansas scares me because that's where
Kansas don't have no bigs. Kansas got three dog guards.
Nelson is okay, and the Dick guy's okay. You know what I'm saying? Pause. But everybody else,
I don't know, man. Kansas got guards. They got 3 guards.
The youngster with the wear the headband, he's decent. I forget his name. He's decent. He really is. He hold up his end. But the best guard in the 12 to me is TCU's guard. You know, TCU's point guard is a monster. He is a monster.
The best guards to me, and I hate to give my credit for this, but the best guard combination in the 12 is the Longhorns. But the ones that can shoot you out of a game is Baylor. Baylor, if Baylor gets hot, I don't care who show up. I don't care who show up to the gym. If their guards are hot, you cancel Christmas. Because they can hit 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 14 threes quick. And they get up on you 20 quick. I done seen them do it.
The team going to be, like I said, UCLA, man. They got the guard play with Tiger Campbell and Jaquez. You know, they think they both, not only is they good guards, they both upperclassmen. They both like 3rd or 4th year seniors and juniors.
Yeah.
So I look for them to be really good. And yeah, they just got a lot of pieces, man. I mean, that's why they're number 4 in the nation. I'm not jumping out there on a limb picking UCLA, but that's just as of right now, pre-conference tournaments, I like UCLA.
Well, no, you actually jumped out there. You said ding, 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 ding. That was it. You jumped out there. You jumped in I'm going to give you your toe. You put your little toe in the water so that you didn't get your whole body wet. You got the toe in there. Let's start with parting shots. Big G, man, what you got for me today?
Man, my parting shot is it's a little predetermined, pre-early and all whatever else. But I'm hearing a lot of good things down there out of Columbus, Ohio concerning Kyle McCord. I'm hearing a lot of good things, not just because I'm a fan and all whatever else. I got people that's tied to the program, people that I know, stuff's going on behind the scenes. And I'm hearing that McCord is really what people thought he was recruiting. So that gives me a lot of hope moving into next football season, because I think Ohio State's going to fix their defense, number one. And I think number two, that they're going to have probably the most explosive offense in college football come next season. So I really do believe that if Kyle McCord is 75 to 85% what CJ Stroud is, the Buckeyes got a legitimate chance to hold that trophy up come next year at the end of football. It's premature, it's early, but what I'm hearing is a lot of good things about Kyle McCord.
Love it, man. Tate, let's talk about it, man. Pardon shot.
Man, I can't see as far in the future as Big G is, man. Big G talking about what's going to happen after next Christmas. I can't go that far. I want to talk to you about what's happening in the next few weeks, man. Them boys this summer, man.
Oh yeah.
They've reported to training camps in Arizona and Florida, wherever you might be. I'm with my Cincinnati Reds. We out in Arizona. And we have young talent, lots of young talent. The Reds made a lot of moves the past couple of seasons that have them with a top 5 farm system in baseball. We got 3 young pitchers, 3 sophomore pitchers coming back. Nick Lodolo, Hunter Green, and Graham Ashcroft. All probably going to win 12 to 15 games this year. Nice young stud pitchers. Ellie De La Cruz is one of the best prospects coming up out of baseball. Going to be a shortstop. The Reds going with a youth movement. They still got Joey Votto coming back as the old vet. They got Tyler Stevenson, the catcher, top 3 catchers in the MLB. Jonathan India was rookie of the year 2 years ago, second baseman. Could be moved because of all the talent they have. I was looking forward to looking at some baseball games, man. You know, I get into it. I watch the Reds. Not every game, but at least every other game, 2 or 3 games a week during the spring and the summer. You know, when it don't conflict with basketball, NBA playoffs, stuff like that. So I'm just looking forward to baseball getting started, man. We hadn't won a World Series since 1990. Man, we worse than the Dallas Cowboys, Big G, far as winning a chip.
It's been a long time, man.
It's been 33 years.
Yeah.
Barry Larkin team last time, fall of 1990. Hey, but they're not going to this year, but they got a good team, and they're going to be better than the Cubs, which means I'm going to get paid money.
Hey, when he started talking that baseball mess, man, it made me turn my head around, dog. You know what time it is with them Philadelphia Phillies, buddy. You already know what time it is. We get victories. I wish we'd have got the chip last year, but we get victories.
Y'all lost, so go somewhere to them.
So just something on that line. I saw something today. It's just a tidbit, and I was sharing it with some friends. Gerangelo Sandra, remember the name? Gerangelo Sandra.
I can't forget Gerangelo.
Yeah.
Who is he though?
He's at Mississippi State in the World Series, the childhood World Series. He got in trouble. His team got penalized for him doing what I'm about to tell you he did. I've never seen it happen ever before. And this guy's probably going to make it to the major leagues doing this same thing. He pitches right and left-handed. So he was getting beamed in the Little League World Series with his left hand. His coach brought him out a right-hand glove, and he started pitching right hand, and they were like, it's in the rule book, you can't do it, right? So he had to go out in and come back, and then he pitched a no-hitter with his right hand, right?
He can pitch left and right-handed?
With his left hand, he throws 93 miles an hour.
Ooh.
With his right hand, he throws 98. So he's really left-handed, but he throws heat with his right hand. It's just ridiculous. I've never heard of a kid who's
never.
I haven't either, but it won't last though. The higher you go up, the more specialized you got to be. They're gonna want you to be either a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher.
I mean,
if he could throw in the 90s with both hands,
in the 90s with both hands.
Oh, That's special.
I mean, I could have Tommy Johns on one and just stay with the other. I mean, it's like crazy.
That is special.
I've never seen it, and he has a special glove made to where he can change right and left. What are you gonna do? I mean,
Nothing.
like I've never seen anything like that, you know. And with his offhand, he goes 98.
Oh,
he's 98 with his right hand, and he's left-handed. How? But my parting shot, you guys, is different. It comes from the world of entertainment. Man, I am in hog heaven. At March the 1st. Well, March the 1st, we have The Mandalorian coming out. I'm excited to watch that. The 3rd, we got Creed coming out. We have a movie with Jason Statham. What is the name of that movie? I'm just gonna tell you, this movie with him coming out. Power comes back out. BMF is still on. How I Met Your Father is still on. John Wick comes out this month. I am super excited, man. I'm excited. I'll have some good movies to watch, and it's birthday month, man. It's birthday month. They did it for me, especially for me, and definitely I'm excited about that. That's my parting shot. And as always, I would love you guys to make sure that as you're watching with us and you're rocking with us, make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you'll definitely be able to get those notifications. We are also live on Twitter. Man, you guys got anything else before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, man. Let me just couple comments. Ben Lamping left on Facebook. He said Northwestern's a sleeper this year. He said Big G is right. I don't know what that's all about. He said, because Big G usually ain't right. He said, how far you think the Zags will go? The Zags, the Akron, they got a good team?
Gonzaga.
Oh, Gonzaga. Yeah. Not the Zip. The Zips is the Akron. Gonzaga might make the Sweet 16.
And they still got Timmy. I don't know. Timmy's been there like 85 years. I don't understand how they get away with it.
He's 38.
And he said UNC and Duke not going too far this year.
UNC may not even make the tournament. They're first out right now. That's something when it's sad that you're arguing over one girl, but that will disrupt your whole time. Everything of a team that'll disrupt a whole team.
One more thing, Big G. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. I got right here, man. The little fella bylaws. If you are 3 weeks younger than someone, then they can refer to you as their little fella or little homie.
What's the website?
I'll send it to you when we get off here. But
Tate making it up as he go, man. He got some bylaws for little fella.
Also, I can understand how you could be confused, man, because you was a grade ahead of me. I don't know how you slipped through with your birthday later September than mine. They told me I had to wait. I had to get held back because my birthday was the beginning of September.
They hurried and put Sean in school. They were trying to get him out the house. They were like, hurry and get him in school. We need to get him in school.
So you graduated at 17.
Yep.
I was a junior in high school when you graduated 3 weeks younger than me, and I was in school a whole nother year.
Yep. I was a junior. I mean, I was 17 years old, a college freshman. I started 3 college football games at 17 years old.
He legitimately needed to be held back a year, and he would have been he'd been All-American. If he'd been held back another year, he'd been All-American. Honestly, for real. You know, for real.
Yeah, Big G was a beast, man. He was a beast. He was fast. He was agile.
He was fast.
He's still fast. He'll beat you.
No. No. He's
Big G.
I might get him.
Oh.
In a 20. I'm gonna get him in a 20. Not a 30 or 40, but a 20. I'll get him.
Let's be real. Let's be real. And G knows that I'm not lying. We've settled this already. When he
got me a few years back.
We raced in our prime, and I dusted it.
Dusted you, Big T?
Well, but that's back when mine was a little fella, like a little bitty fella.
Oh.
Mine used to weigh like 220, was in shape, bro, like
man,
a run.
I ran a 440. I ran a 4440, man, 44 flat. So,
but for me, just to be within 3 or 4 steps of him running a 4.4, come on, dog.
But our dad was fast. Our dad was seriously fast. So you know that's where that came.
Big G, you weren't faster than your brother-in-law Victor either.
I was faster than Victor. Victor was
Well,
slow.
let me say this. Victor beat you that day. I can say that.
I'm talking about after I went to college and I got with some trainers and got in shape.
Let's be real. Victor beat him by a step. It was just a step, but he won. Now,
but I'm saying they both was old linemen though.
Yeah, you want to know who won that race though, Tate?
You obviously must have won it.
No, I did not.
Who won?
The OG, Nate the Great.
Blew us all
of us. Gave us a head start. It was an insult. Gave us a head start and got us.
Cam, that's like we were standing still.
Y'all was teenagers, let your dad beat you?
Man, he was still, look, he was grown running a 4.4, dog. This one was 30-something, almost 40 years old, still running a 4.4. There wasn't, listen, I'm going to say this last thing, and I got this guy got to tell the truth. My father coached 9th grade freshman football, and any of our viewers and listeners out there know that my dad that coached. There was not a player. I'm talking about super athletes. Ask Greg Simpson. Ask him. There wasn't nobody that could beat him in a race. There was nobody, no kid ever.
Your dad couldn't beat Ricky Mills.
He blew him out. He blew him out.
Hey, my daddy beat us.
He blew him out.
Cut off shorts, man. I was mad, man. This man had some cut off jean shorts on with a belly, popped us off. Pow! I was like,
hey,
oh,
from the time I was in 7th grade all the way till I graduated as a senior, there was no kid that played freshman football that could beat my dad. None. He was still that fast.
At 37 years young, he was still owning all of us. Yeah. Now I dunked on him. Hey, that happened. But he beat us.
I grew up with y'all. Mine would come from Texas to Ohio for a couple summers and stuff. I never seen your dad race. I never seen Ma dunk a basketball. I ain't never seen Big G beat David Wilhite in the race.
Hey, listen, I seen Ma dunk a couple of times.
Oh, he said he couldn't. I said I never saw it.
Oh yeah, well, he did. He did.
It happened. But when I say our dad was a super athlete, he's a super athlete. And so, Big G, I never knew that about you, man. If you'd have been in your right grade, you'd have definitely been an All-American. He'd have definitely been an All-American. Absolutely.
Hey, Jesse Lowe said, "Get him, G," because Lowe, he graduated in Tate Group. He plays sports. He already know about the late great. The late great was a super athlete.
How fine is frog hair?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. That's why I didn't even say it.
B. Dirt said Malika Andrews fine as frog hair.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But look, you guys, man, it was a great show. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. We'll talk to you later. Peace.